Hey, let's take a look at your MT5 LT1 assignment. I'll start off with, don't forget your name. That's very important. Can't give you credit if you don't get your name right. Okay, on questions 2 and 3, we want to find the slope-intercept form of the perpendicular bisector of the segment. Well, let's start here by breaking down. Let's do the perpendicular first. So we're going to find the slope of our segment. So the slope is going to be of AB. Remember, subtract your y's, subtract your x's. So I'm going to go 3 minus 1 all over 4 minus a negative 3. So 3 minus 1 is 2. 4 plus 3 is 7. Since it's, let me redo that. I don't like how that turned out. And I'm using the updated version, so I don't know where my redo button is. I don't like that. Let me just erase this. I missed my redo button. Okay. So I know my perpendicular line is going to have a slope of negative 7 over 2. Now we need to find the midpoint because we were doing the bisector. So my midpoint formula, I'm going to add my x's, negative 3 plus 4, all over 2, and 1 plus 3, all over 2. So I get 1/2 and 4 over 2, which is going to be 1/2 and 2. Now, since I have a point and a slope, I think I'm going to write that in point-slope form, although I know my final answer needs to be in slope-intercept form. So I'm going to say y minus 2 equals 2/7 times x minus 1/2. Now we're just going to, whoops, I used the wrong slope there. I just realized that. Because my slope of my perpendicular line is negative 7 over 2. So I'm going to say negative 7 over 2. Now I'll distribute, so I'll get y minus 2 equals negative 7/2 x. A negative times a negative is a positive, so I'll say plus 7 over 4. And then what I'll do is I'll add 2 to both sides. So I'll get y equals negative 7 over 2x plus, let me see, 2 would be 8 over 4. So 7 plus 8 is 15 over 4. And there is our answer. Okay, we'll do the same thing on question 3. Let me see if I can do this in a quicker way, because it's pretty much the same question. So I'm going to find the slope. Whoops. There we go. So my slope, come on you, is going to be negative 2 minus 5 all over 2 plus 4. So negative 2 minus 5 is a negative 7. 2 plus 4 is 6. So I got negative 7 over 6 is my slope, so I know my perpendicular line is going to have a slope of positive 6 over 7. Now let's find the midpoint. So my midpoint is going to equal to negative 4 plus 2 all over 2. And 5 minus 2 all over 2. Negative 4 plus 2 would be negative 2 over 2. 5 minus 2 would be 3 over 2, so that would be negative 1 and 3 over 2. And there is our midpoint. So now we can write our equation. So I'm going to say y minus 3 halves equals, sorry, I forgot to turn my notifications off, times 6 over 7 times x plus 1. X minus the negative 1 would be x plus 1. Whoops, I didn't mean to do that. So now we'll distribute, and we're going to get y minus 3 halves equals 6/7 x plus 6 over 7. So we're going to add 3 halves to both sides. So y equals 6 over 7x plus, let me see, I need a common denominator here. My common denominator is going to be 14. So I multiply 7 times 2, so I take 2 times 6 is 12. And 2 times 7 is 14, so 3 times 7 is 21. So 12 plus 21 is 33 over 14. And there's our answer to that one. Now, on our next one, we want to find the coordinate of the circumcenter. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to roughly graph what this looks like. And I'm going to have A at 0, 0, B is at 0 and 6, and C is at 10 and 0. Like I said, rough. The one thing I notice, it's a right angle. It's a right triangle. I know my circumcenter of a right triangle is at the midpoint of the hypotenuse. So I'm going to find the midpoint of 0, 6 and 10, 0. So if I add up, let me get this. I think that's a tool there. If I add up 10 and 0, I get 10. Divided by 2. I don't know why I put that big long fraction bar in there. It's just 10 over 2, which is 5. And so it'll be 5, comma, and I'll do the same thing. I'll go 6 plus 0 is 6, divided by 2 is 3. So my circumcenter is at 5 and 3. Let's do the same thing on question number 5. So I've got the point 5, 0. I've got the point 5, negative 8. And I've got the point 0, 0. Oh, I've got a right triangle. The only thing that's in the fourth quadrant. So 0, 0, and 5, negative 8. So my midpoint, since it's a right triangle, is the midpoint of my hypotenuse. So half of 5, so it'd be 5 over 2. And negative 8 over 2. So I'll write that as 5 halves and negative 4. And that will be my circumcenter for both of those.